Alright, this video is for everybody who wants to know about the swimming at the RIU, Emerald Bay in Mazatlan. So the waves are pretty rough, but there's not a lot of strong undertow. There are some rip tides that are around, but I didn't encounter any. And there's several people that are always splashing in the shallows. I'll just zoom in and find a few of them. Hard to see with the light on this thing, but there's always people playing in the shallows. The waves are really mild up to the shallow end, and so is the undertow. It's very, very mild. There was one guy who swam out too far a few days ago and got pulled out a little bit, and then the lifeguards had to go rescue him. And I think it happens quite frequent, but as long as you're just playing in the shallow area, it's fine. The hut that has the Boogie Boards is just over here, and it's the same place that they have the spa. And so you can actually get Boogie Boards, and they'll let you go play in the small waves. There's a lifeguard stand right here, and there's always somebody in there during the day looking out at all these people in the water. And like I said, there has been people swimming out at the bigger crashing waves, and they haven't been sucked out to sea or anything, but they're pretty violent sometimes. And the smaller ones at the front, like, you can walk way out, and it's really nice. So there's lots of people playing in the shallows. A couple of people over here. There's a lagoon next to the resort. I can't really see it because of my room, but there's a lagoon down there. And there's actually crocodiles in it. There's a big warning sign by the edge, so you don't usually see many people swimming kind of over there because there is alligators or crocodiles or whatever in there. We do see one, and I'll post it on the video as well. Now, if you want to take surfing lessons, you can take surfing lessons down at the second resort, right at the very edge by this hill. And there's actually people surfing out there right now. I'll try to zoom in to them. They're somewhere, I think you guys can probably see them. My camera, it's so bright out here that I can hardly see anything, but there is a bunch of people surfing. I don't know how much it costs, and you basically just walk down the beach, go to this hut right there, and there's people that teach you surfing. So it is relatively safe as far as I could see. There are red flags everywhere that say there is danger. They never changed to green or whatever any other colors that were there. They always just flashed red and white. But there was no people telling us not to go in the ocean. The sand is awesome. It's very clear. I didn't bring any snorkeling stuff, but I did see fish swimming around my feet when the waves were coming. And like I said, there's always people playing in the water, locals as well as Canadians, Americans, all sorts of people. So for, as far as this resort for swimming in the ocean, they do say it's dangerous. They do say there's riptides. I didn't find any. The undertow is very weak, in the shallows anyways. Out in the crashing waves, it's a little more violent, but there was people out there yesterday. But most people just hang around in the shallows. You can see them on the beach here. And kids by themselves, life jackets and stuff. There's very little undertow. There's some riptides. There might be a riptide by the lagoon. I'm not sure if this is a riptide or not. It looks kind of like a riptide. The waves kind of aren't breaking as fast, and we've never seen anybody swimming over there. But in front of the resort, it's all pretty consistent. There's some rocks over here that people are never swimming by, and then the surfers at the other end. So for swimming, it's great. For swimming in the ocean, it's nice and warm. The water in the ocean was similar to the water in the coldest pool. The pools are different temperatures. This one here on the very left is the coolest pool, and then there's a pool here that's warmer, and then there's the adult pool, which is here, that has a bar attached to it, and that one's really warm. It's not hot tub warm, but it's definitely warm. Warmer than all the other two, so there's a total of 3 pools here. So we had a really good time. The food was really good. The buffets are kind of the same from day to day. There's 2 a la carte restaurants, both which you book in the morning. There's a Mexican one and an Oriental one. They're both very good. We We had them both once, and then the buffet the rest of the time. We did take a couple tours, did a city tour, which was good, and then a Stone Island tour, which was good too. They took us on a little catamaran, went down, saw some sea lions, and then had lunch on a different beach at Stone Island. And there's a little city cart on a horseback that takes you through the city, as well as we did horseback riding on the beach. They're really short, but they're really cheap. As far as transportation, we basically didn't really go anywhere from the resort. We have a friend who lives here that took us out one day, but you can take a city bus. It's for 2 people to go on the bus. It's 10 pesos each, or 9.5 pesos each, but usually you just bring a 10 or a 20 if there's 2 people. And it's pretty easy navigating. There's one bus that goes pretty much straight through this resort, takes you all the way downtown, and that same bus brings you all the way back. We didn't go on it, but we researched it, and it seems pretty simple. And we had a really good time. This morning we're going back, so I'm just making this quick video. I know that I looked online for people's videos of people swimming on the beach. There's a couple people going out a little farther. But we saw some people way out in the crashing waves yesterday, and the lifeguards didn't bring them back. But a few days ago there was one guy who was swimming out closer to the rocks, and he started getting sucked out quite far, and lifeguards were whistling, and 2 guys went and had to rescue him before he could get sucked out. But I hear people do die here. I mean, I don't know how totally safe it is. I wouldn't go past the small shallows, and you can boogie board on the ones that are close. It's still awesome, still quite fun. They look like they're small from here, but they are very large down there, which is awesome. So yeah, we had a good time, and I'd come back. We usually go to different places each time, but this is definitely a nice resort. The food was really good. Lots of choice in the buffet all the time, and people are really friendly. We tipped on occasion. Probably half the times we ate, we left a 20 peso tip. We could see other people doing it as well, but several times we didn't, and we didn't notice any decrease in service. The rooms were really clean, really nice. The maids were really nice. All the people are super happy and super friendly, joking and laughing, and we had no bad experiences at the RIU in Mazatlan at all. Anyways, I don't see anybody venturing farther than the little breakers except for the surfers. Let's zoom in one more time and see if we can see any surfing action. They're way out there. It's hard to focus on this with the bright light, but I think there's 4 or 5, maybe 6 people out there surfing. I think I focused on them. I can't tell. I know I can see their heads from here, but I'm not sure what it costs for surfing lessons. The Stone Island tour, the city tour, I think was $30 or $35 American, and the Stone Island tour was I think $60 American. Includes lunch and transportation, so that was good. But there's a guy getting a little farther out. I think they've got boogie boards. Yeah, these 2 kids got boogie boards. So I'll video them for a while and we'll see if they catch a wave or 2. See how far they go out. I don't know if there's a cost on the boogie boards. I don't think there is. We never got one. We just kind of body surfed in the shallows. It's definitely warm, definitely nice. No danger that we've seen, except for when you venture out past the bigger waves and potentially get sucked out to sea, which would not be fun. Let's see how far these 2 go out. Beautiful weather. It was overcast on a couple days, but it was still really warm, really hot. Everybody was swimming. Less of a sunburn those 2 days. They're still going out a bit more. The people we saw, they went about twice as far as these kids onto the bigger waves, and they seemed to come back with no problem, and no lifeguards were freaking out that they were too far out. But very low undertow. You don't get swept off your feet, at least in the areas that we were swimming. Farther out, it might be a little more intense. And we found too that once people started going out farther, other people started going out farther. So at one point the other day there was several people that were quite far out. I had no issues, but I never did. I stayed always in the shallow area. Alright, looks like they're getting ready for something here. Sometimes the waves are really strong, really big one after the other. Other times they're just nice like this, just nice and manageable. Oh, they're still going out farther. You can see you can stand up quite far out. When the waves come, they're kind of thick, but if I zoom out, you'll see they're quite far as far as these I guess they're going right to the big ones. As long as you can walk, very little undertow. You can see they're not getting pushed around very much. See if they're getting ready for some of these bigger waves. Well, just past them there's some big monster waves. Oh, I lost them. Oh, they're there. So they're quite far out. Probably they're definitely farther than I've ever gone out. You can still see they're managing to stand up, no problem, jumping through these little waves. Quite calm right now. Lots of times the waves are a lot larger than this where they are. Maybe they're not boogie boarders, maybe they're just people that need flotation devices. Not a lot of action. Some other people now going on the water. A couple of big waves coming. I don't think they're going to go out that far. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a rescue video on the internet. But yeah, you can see, I mean, as long as you're smart, don't go out too far. You shouldn't have any problems. And I don't really know how far you'd get sucked out in a riptide if you were to get caught in one. Basically the breaking waves you can see from the video are, almost where these kids are. So if you get a little bit farther than that, swim to the left or the right to get out of the riptide, you'd be alright. Oh, there they finally Oh no, they're still just washing. You can't see them in the camera anymore. Let's see if I zoom in the right spot. Oh, there they are. These two are quite far out, so now you've got other people that are venturing a little deeper. These two aren't moving any farther out anymore, they're kind of staying. I don't know if they're going to go to those big crashing ones behind them. They're pretty intense. And then I don't know how deep it gets there as well, but well, they seem to be still moving farther out. It's definitely, they're not as violent right now, the waves, as they have been in the last few days. Lots of vendors selling stuff. They stay behind the ropes, the property line of the building here. But you can see them, they're all kind of lined up. Well, I think I'm going to end my video here. They didn't really do any boogie boarding, but they're definitely out there. You can see that they're not in any danger right now. They're they're still waist high, quite far out. These little waves that have coming in, they could be riding them. I think you might have went one there, but they're waiting for something spectacular to happen. Anyways, if you like my video, subscribe, I guess. I don't really have any other videos to really look at, but hey, what the heck, right? Anyways, this is swimming at the RIU in Mazatlan, Mexico. Quite a few more people in the water now.